Can I ask you a question on that?
Yeah.
Just a side tangent. How do you prevent when you're imagining yourself to be a pea tendril? How do you prevent from going crazy? I mean, this is kind of the
Oh.
Nietzsche question of like,
Mm.
you have to be very careful thinking outside the norms of
Mhm.
society because you might fall off. Like mentally, you're so
Yeah.
connected
Yeah.
as a human to the collective intelligence
Yeah.
that in order to question intuitions, you have to step outside of it for a brief moment.
Mm.
How do you prevent yourself from going crazy?
I think I used to think that was a concern.
And then you
I've
became
learned
crazy.
so much about the brain. No, and I've
Oh,
and
I
I've
see.
had and I've had experiences of deep depression and I've struggled with anxiety my whole life. I think in order to be a good scientist and in order to be a truthfully, let's say, to allow yourself to be curious and honest in your curiosity, I think it's inevitable that lots of ideas and theories and hypotheses will just sound crazy. And that is always how we've advanced science. And maybe, 9 out of 10 ideas are crazy and you crazy meaning they're actually not correct. Um, but I mean, it's as I said, all of the big scientific breakthroughs, all of the truths we've uncovered that are the um, earth-shattering truths that we uncover, they really do sound crazy at first. So I don't think one necessarily leads to a type of mental illness. I see mental illness in a very different category. And I think some people are more susceptible to being destabilized by this type of thinking. And that might be a legitimate concern for some people, that kind of being grounded in everyday life is important. For my psychological health, the more time I spend thinking about the bigger picture and outside of everyday life, the more happy I am, the more expansive I feel. I mean, it feels nourishing to me. It feels like it makes me more sane, not less. So
Well, that's a happiness, but in terms of your
yeah.
ability to see the truth,
Mm,
that you can be happy
mm.
and
I guess I don't
completely.
see mental illness necessarily being linked to truth or not truth.
See,
Actually,
so we were talking about
yeah,
minimizing mental illness,
yeah,
but also truth is a different dimension. So
yeah,
you can go crazy in both directions. You can,
yes,
like, you know, you could be extremely happy, and they are, flat earthers. You can believe the
right,
earth is flat
right.
because they're actually, I mean, I'm sure there's good books on this, but it's somehow really comforting. It's fun and comforting to believe you figured out the thing
Yeah.
that everybody else hasn't figured out.
I think that's what conspiracy theories always provide people.